Right now at 5, a young girl sexually assaulted outside a public library, the latest on the search for the suspect. And could simple signs reduce the traffic trouble in Houston? The new idea to ease congestion on roads and how it works. Plus, the Rockets are offering a special deal for fans just in time for the playoffs. The news starts right now.
And we begin with that troubling story in LaPorte, where police are looking for a man accused of assaulting a young girl.
It happened Sunday night near the LaPorte Public Library. Marcelina Benito has more on what the child is telling investigators. Marcelina?
Guys, the victim in this case got a good look at her attacker. Police hoping that 2 distinct tattoos can help catch a rapist. The small town of LaPorte isn't used to crime like this.
It just really puts you, I think, on edge.
LaPorte police tonight not mincing words.
Ultimately, this is a predator.
Asking for the public's help to bring him in. LaPorte detectives say a man sexually assaulted a young girl Sunday evening. It happened around 6 near the bushes while she walked by the LaPorte Public Library.
Something like this touches us all. We have to imagine, everybody watching this has to imagine that this might be their sister, their cousin, their friend. And so you need to take this to heart.
The attack taking place just a few feet from Tina Soltaire's home and business.
It's kind of scary to know that something could be happening possibly next door or in front of your yard.
With tennis courts across the street, 2 schools, and lots of businesses, police are hoping for a break in the case.
Even though it was a Sunday night and the library was closed at that time, we believe that there was someone that saw this individual.
Police say the suspect is a white male, 20 to 30 years old, with short dark hair, last seen wearing a black tank top and white boxer shorts. But it's tattoos that are most noticeable. The victim told investigators he has a series of numbers on his right wrist and a lady tattooed on his chest and shoulder area.
Those are 2 distinct things that combined, if somebody saw, they need to immediately notify police. Even if you're watching this and you don't live in LaPorte, there's no boundaries that separate this individual. Again, this is a predator, and he could be in your neighborhood.
And we're told LaPorte police have notified local schools and that the LaPorte ISD has notified parents about this situation. Again, if you have any information on who this man might be, you're asked to call the LaPorte Police Department right away. We're reporting from LaPorte. I'm Marcelino Benito, KHOU 11 News.
And we'll continue to follow developments in this case as police try to find the man accused in this assault. Check for updates both on air and online at KHOU.com.
Right now, people are marching in the streets of downtown Houston in a May Day rally for workers' rights. As we check a live shot here from Air 11, this is the annual march that is one of many taking place worldwide. This year, organizers locally also protesting what they claim are attacks on working families and minority groups by the Trump administration. Today's protest, we're told, has been mostly peaceful, but not the case elsewhere, with fires, vandalism, and damage taking place in downtown Paris.
Traffic congestion is nothing new for Houston drivers, especially right about now during rush hour. But what if there was a way to reduce the amount of time we spend trapped on gridlocked highways? David Gonzalez joins us live along Highway 288 to explain how variable speed limits could be the answer. Fill us in, David.
Hey, Maya, yeah, like you said, I'm here on Highway 288 where it actually meets 45 and 59. And like you said, traffic is pretty congested right now, but some transportation experts believe that adjusting the speed limit could actually help ease traffic and avoid slowdowns on highways just like this one. I spoke with Beverly Kuhn. She's the senior research engineer at the Texas A&M Transportation Institute, and she says that cities like Seattle and Washington, D.C. are using a variable speed limit to manage traffic. Agencies like TxDOT could respond to congestion caused by accidents, construction, or weather. The speed limits could be changed in 5 or 10-mile increments along the highways.
It makes how the drivers behave more uniform, so you have less erratic maneuvers and less likelihood of somebody darting into another lane or slamming on the brakes and creating an incident.
Electric signs would notify drivers about the changes. Experts say the agencies that have deployed variable speed limits have been successful in reducing the likelihood of crashes and also the overall performance of drivers on the road. And coming up at 6, I'll actually tell you what it would take for these variable speed limits to actually come to our highways here in Houston. Me and Len.
All right, David, thanks so much. And we want to get your take on this. Would variable speed limits really help Houston traffic? What do you think? You can weigh in by going to khou.com/vote now.
All right, here's a story parents you want to hear. There is new research out about football players and brain disease. It shows that kids who begin playing before the age of 12 show symptoms of brain disease much earlier than those who start the game in their teens. Matt Doherty live in the Texas Medical Center where neurologists are taking a closer look. Matt, this is frightening.
Yeah, it is frightening, Lynn. Now, the neurologist that we spoke with says that this report is interesting, but he says it may not be enough to draw any long-term conclusions. The study was published by the Annals of Neurology. It found that kids who start playing tackle football before the age of 12 on average develop cognitive and emotional symptoms associated with the brain disease CTE. The study found they showed these symptoms much earlier than athletes who started playing football later in life. We spoke with neurologist Dr. Paul Schultz at the UT Health Neuroscience Institute today about the study. He says the brains of kids at this age are still developing and continue into their early 20s. But he says researchers were only able to study individuals who were already dead. He says that's the only way CTE can be identified in the brain right now. He says a lot more needs to be done, but one thing is for sure, getting hit on the head is not good.
You know, I would hate to say anything against football because I love the game like everybody in Texas. But what I would say is make it as safe as possible. Number one, have the best helmet you can buy.
Now, the doctor says there are other ways to protect the kids by looking at how the game is played. He says instances like a kickoff return where opponents are running directly at each other from opposing sides of the field at full speed could be changed to mitigate some of those hits. We are live at the Texas Medical Center. Standing for Houston, Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
We love our football here, Matt. Hopefully they can work something out to make it safer for everybody. Thank you, sir.
Harris County voters could soon decide whether to spend up to $2.5 billion on flood control projects. That's because Harris County commissioners unanimously agreed to ask Governor Greg Abbott for a special bond election on August 25th. That date, August 25th, by the way, happens to mark the one-year anniversary of Harvey's landfall. Judge Ed Emmett says having the bond election in August also means the issue won't be overshadowed by November midterm elections.
All right, let's jump outside and show you what it's looking like. It feels tropical, breezy, and drizzly conditions as well.
Dave, so can we expect more of the same come tomorrow?
And Len mentioned the drizzly. That's got the roof at Minute Maid closed for the game tonight. Game 2 against the Yanks. Roof zipped up tight. It's been very humid and breezy today. That's that tropical air returning to the area. Here we are this evening, 74 at 8 o'clock, 73 by 10 o'clock, 70 at midnight tonight. Temperatures won't drop much as we get through the evening. Here's what I'm tracking. We're looking at a big warm-up. This is the beginning of a big warm-up, but tomorrow we may make the upper 80s to near 90. Tornado Alley tonight is lit up with tornado warnings. I'm going to take you to Kansas and Nebraska and show you what's going on up there. And then it's 30 days until hurricane season. It takes 30 days for new flood insurance to kick in. We'll talk more about how you can prepare with that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, David. We want to get to some breaking news we've been following out of Los Angeles. Live pictures coming in right now where police are involved in a rather unusual chase. That's because it involves a motorhome. You see it moving there at a pretty good rate of speed. A good look at the situation. This all started when police apparently tried to stop a domestic violence suspect behind the wheel. Authorities are concerned that children are inside this motorhome. Like I said, you can see it appears to be moving at a pretty good rate of speed, not coming in contact, thank goodness, with any other vehicles. Let's hope it slows down soon and stops. We'll be on it and bring you more updates just as soon as we learn more.
Yeah, we just talked about domestic violence being an epidemic in Houston. You see the results in LA leading to a chase.
It's a nationwide problem.
Yeah.
Now this, Rockets fans, listen up. The team has a message.
They want you in your seats early for tomorrow's Game 2 playoff against the Utah Jazz. From 5:30 to 7, there will be a special deal waiting for you. Listen to this. Concession happy hour at all stands. You'll get $5 beers, $2 sodas, $2 popcorn, $2 hot dogs. Sounds like a full meal to get you ready to watch the game. You can't beat those prices. Happy hour will end, of course, 7 o'clock, which is tip-off.